Devil have no life to give you. Devil have no peace to give you. Devil have no blessing to give you. Watch this testimony from the beginning to the end. I know that nothing good come out from devil. Come to Jesus. He love you. He love you. He love you. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, Christ is the Hope of Glory, and my Facebook page, Christ is the Hope of Glory. Thank you. Watch the video.
The amount of hatred in the eyes, the amount of fear that you have at that point. And then to make matters worse, I was seeing him drinking blood and eating human flesh. So that's when I knew that, you see, these fallen angels, God is no longer providing food for them. So they are farming human beings. That's why you see accidents. There's so much happening and demand for blood in their kingdom.
Did Lucifer talk to you that time you went there?
The first way of welcoming me was a huge laughter.
Whoa.
Like someone mocking you, you know? Yes. And there I knew that there was nothing I could do, because I was crying, Mommy, Daddy, and he was telling me that not even your government can set you free, because I control the governments. I control the banks, I control the world. So where are you going to report me? So you think by calling your mother can come and do anything here? And I didn't know that in Zechariah 9:11, God had paved a way for me through the blood of Jesus. I had no idea that through prayer I could get delivered. That's why it's important for parents to teach their children how to pray.
Yes.
And how to call upon the name Jesus. Because if I knew that, instead of wasting my time calling them, I would have tried to call the name Jesus. But I had no idea. I was used to calling Mommy for everything.
Of course.
Yeah, so now it's from that time that my life changed. I started now serving the devil knowingly, because they were controlling my soul and my body at the same time. I had no control over my body. What people would see was a possessed person.
And you didn't know that you were possessed at that point?
I knew now. I knew that I was possessed.
Were you willing to leave this at that point?
I would love to. At that point, I would have loved to get out. But now, I was no longer in control of myself. And what people would see is me hanging out with these celebrities. And they would see me, you know, in those concerts. They would see me performing for telecom companies. They would see me, you know, do things, but they wouldn't know that I was being controlled and I was serving the enemy until when I was 18. Yeah, so from 11 to 18.
Before you tell us how you got set free, you're telling me that you were serving the enemy. What roles were you given?
Now, because the time they initiated me, I was young. I started by initiating students in schools. Oh. Yeah, then I started now working for some companies on promotions. Yes, we would promote products for companies that have signed with the enemy. Yeah, and then especially me, I wanted to work with telecom companies. Yeah. So now I started now partying with the secular artists, influencing the youth to go to clubs, do all those kinds of things, take people's money. Like, for example, if you went with your friends to club and there's this gentleman who's like coming to pose like he has money, us, we would make sure he goes back without anything. Oh. Because first of all, I was using witchcraft. So a person maybe got some salary and then he enters club. Before he realizes he's out of club, he has no shoes, he has nothing. And he doesn't know how it happened, because by the time you go to work for a month and then you earn, you're brilliant enough to protect yourself. But all the things that happen, most of them that happen in clubs, people don't know that there are people who are using witchcraft. Wow. Yeah, so us, the things we were doing were just to destroy people's lives, basically. And then initiate other people, especially men. It's very easy to initiate someone who is not in their right mind.
How would you do that?
Through drinks, through if a man is lasting for you, it is very easy to steal their destiny, because what the enemy wants is to steal the destinies of people. He cannot create a life or a destiny, but he steals. And then a person works like a slave. You work so hard, and then another person comes at your place of work, that person is promoted. But you're working, and it's like nobody realizes.
Recognizes
yes. Yeah, so many things, breaking families, because you would not interact with us and go back home in your right mind. You start now looking at your wife differently. Yeah.
And you can't explain why you do.
You can't explain why. You feel like now you want another kind of life. You don't want a settled life. You feel like settled life is boring. Yeah, so we would do so much, causing accidents. In fact, even in that documentary, I was showing people places where we would cause accidents.
Were you part of it?
Yeah, because now I knew what I was doing fully. So when my parents would take me to church, and whenever I would go to church and I feel like I have been drained, I don't have power anymore to serve in the kingdom of darkness, I had to do a sacrifice. And that sacrifice, I would just feel annoyed until when I see blood coming out of somebody. So now I would go and cause accidents. And some of them I would cause when my parents are seeing, but they wouldn't know that I was responsible. They would just say, we survived an accident.
Oh, so you would cause an accident in a car?
Not in a car. We would be just walking, and I just stand in a place, and they are calling me. It's like I'm not there.
Responding.
Yes, I'm not responding. You know, like you're in a trance. And then before they know, an accident. Yeah, and then they come and hold me. They think I'm maybe shocked because of what I have seen. But I know very well what I have been doing, because whenever I would see the blood coming out of the person, the spirits that were controlling my life would get empowered. Then I would be able to do whatever I've been assigned to do. Because now it's like I was walking on a remote.
So how was your mom relating with you this time when you're actually just doing things in the spiritual realm?
From the time I got initiated, my friendship with my mom cut off. We just became friends after my deliverance.
Okay.
Yeah, and it took time for the friendship to be cemented again.
So it's safe to say you are a rebellious daughter at that point?
Yes, I was prodigal.
Wow. Yeah. So you're saying whenever you would go to church with your parents, you would feel drained. Is there a reason why that would be the case?
I hated places where they were praying, you know, places where they were talking about God and condemning the enemy, and yeah.
So you're saying prayer is important,
yes,
especially if you have to protect yourself against the dark forces.
Yeah,
interesting.
It's very important. Yeah.
One thing that's very interesting about this is because you're revealing secrets of the enemy, which makes us at an advantage, because then we would know exactly what to do.
With.
Yes.